The fifth set of the One Piece trading card game is rapidly approaching in Asia, and believe it or not, there's still no sight of Blackbeard. It's absolutely absurd! How is there no Marshall D. Teach yet in the One Piece trading card game? But you know what? That sparked some inspiration for me. Welcome to the first episode of my new series, Leaders Observation Haki, where in this video, we will be creating our own leaders in the One Piece trading card game. Ultimately, this series is for fun, and something that I thought of as well that could be absolutely amazing is when the leaders are actually announced, that we can compare the leaders that I created compared to the actual leaders effect and see if I was close to it or if I was completely off. And also, there's a chance for you guys to interact as well. In the comment section below, you guys can follow the format that's on the screen right now, and let me know if after you guys watch the video, if the card that I created is overpowered, underpowered, or just right. What your thoughts on what this leader's character ability would be if you disagree with me, and then lastly, what character you would like to see me do next. I think that this would be a great idea, and it's something new and something fresh that I feel that you guys would enjoy, and for me, I'd have a blast doing, other than just the generic tier list and talking about the meta and all of that boring stuff. So with that being said, let's talk about Marshall D. Teach's leader card. Now before we talk about the ability of Marshall D. Teach, let's go ahead and talk about everything else with the card. So for the type, I definitely wanted to put Blackbeard Pirates as well as the 4 Emperors type. In fact, I do think that when he is printed, it will have Blackbeard Pirates and the 4 Emperors type, as we've seen with Big Mom, with Shanks, and with Kaido, for example. The only reason why it's not here is because it wouldn't fit in the text box of the program that I was using to create this card, but it's completely fine. You guys get what I'm saying. Blackbeard Pirates and the 4 Emperors type. In terms of the rest of the card, definitely has to have the special attributes. He's using the Yami Yami no Mi. It only makes sense for him to have special. And then when we look at his stat line, 6,000 power, 4 life. Monocolored green. Now, let's talk about the power. I know, 6,000 power, a little bit controversial, but I think it's fine. Obviously, we've seen Whitebeard, we see other leaders being leaked that are going to have 6,000 power in this game. I think that it's completely fine for Marshall D. Teach to have that, and to offset that, he's going to be a monocolored leader with less than normal life. He's going to have 4 life. So now you might be wondering, Ryan, why did you put Marshall D. Teach as a green leader? No problem. First and foremost, green is legitimately my favorite color in real life. It's my favorite color ever since I was a little kid and I first seen Power Rangers and I seen the Green Ranger and it was my favorite. So there's that. You put that together with Marshall D. Teach being my favorite character of all time in One Piece, boom, it's an easy choice. But now there's also a little bit more nuance to it as well. If we take a look at all of the characters with the 4 Emperor tag, not characters, but rather leaders, and I guess characters as well, so far in the One Piece trading card game, we have Edward Newgate, who's red. We have Big Mom, Charlotte Linlin, who's yellow and black. Then we have Kaido, who has Blurple Kaido, so he's blue and purple. In addition to Kaido in blue as well as a character card, we have Shanks, who's red, who we don't have a leader for yet. Actually, we do. Forgot about it because it's so bad. We have a purple Shanks leader as well as red Shanks character cards. So we have all of these colors, literally every single color except for green. And so because of that, for me, I'm like, all right, no brainer. He has to be in green when he gets released. Now, if he's not in green, my hopium would be that he is blue, that he would just be a pure blue, mono blue leader, just because blue's my favorite color to play in the One Piece trading card game. But again, if I had to have it in a perfect world, it would be a green leader because green is my favorite color in real life, and he's my favorite character. Okay, let's jump into the juicy stuff, the ability of Marshall D. Teach. Now, first and foremost, in terms of balancing, I don't know how to balance cards. This is just a generic ability that I thought of. In terms of the amount of Dawn, the cost to use the card, it might as well be X. It could be 3, it could be 8. I don't know how overpowered this would actually be in terms of balancing, but what I want you guys to take away from this is the ability itself. So, what does Marshall D. Teach do? So, activate main. For right now, I have a placeholder of 3 Dawn. It could be more because the ability can do multiple things, but right now it's a placeholder, okay? I know somebody's gonna say, wow, this ability for only 3 Dawn? Relax, guys, okay? It's a placeholder. I haven't done it enough. Okay, so activate main, 3 Dawn. You may rest the specified number of Dawn cards in your cost area, as every green card has. When your opponent takes damage to their life through the attack of this leader, you may choose one of the following effects. So I took that text pretty much directly from Nami. If you guys know, when Nami deals damage to the leader or gets a successful attack off against the enemy leader, you can mill an additional card. This card will work in the exact same way. If Marshall D. Teach hits an effective hit on the opponent, you can go ahead and tap those cards in your Dawn area, and then use one of these 2 abilities. The first ability is your opponent may not use their leader ability during their next turn, Or the second ability is give one of your characters without an effect the effect of your opponent's leader until the end of this turn. Okay, so again, could be a bouncing nightmare, but hey man, look at red. That's a bouncing nightmare. But let's actually dive into the effect and why I thought of this, and I think that this would be an absolute blast to play with. First and foremost, this would be an amazing deck going forward forever because, again, it's a generic ability, right? We look at Law, we look at Zoro. These are leaders that with generic abilities, they can pop off set after set after set. And I think that with Marshall D. Teach, as long as vanilla cards are being printed, he could just continuously get stronger. And as power creep comes out and more vanillas end up getting printed that have higher stat lines, he would have access to that, right? So that's first and foremost. Then, of course, if you take a look at his other ability where your opponent may not be able to use their leader ability, I think that that can also be an absolute balance nightmare, but super fun to play. Let's think about it. You're going up against a Trafalgar Law, and now they really got to stop that Marshall D. Teach attack from going through, or else he can't room Shambles, which completely destroys his game plan, right? But then you could be going up against an Edward Newgate, and technically that ability would help him, and so it's probably better to just not use the ability at all, or just go ahead and use that second ability. But even if that's the case, why would you want to use that on your character? So there's going to be certain matchups where it's going to be really good, and certain matchups where it wouldn't be. Now, how did I come up with this idea? How does it fit with Blackbeard as a character? So his first off, let's talk about Resting the Dawn, right? Again, I don't know what the numbers would be, but Resting Dawn is a common trend in green leaders, right? That's just staple standard. It's cost in order to use its ability. It's either Restanding Dawn or Resting Dawn. So now, in terms of the abilities, the first ability, come on, we all know when Marshall D. Teach gets his hands on you, Black Hole, he's holding you. That person cannot use their Devil Fruit powers. So imagine if you're going up against any other leader, you get that successful hit off, you hit them, now they cannot use their leader ability. Their Devil Fruit power is null and void. Now, of course, you might say, well, Ryan, Zoro doesn't have a Devil Fruit, right? How is he going to take away his power? Okay, you guys see where I'm going. I don't mean it exactly to a T, but you guys can see the concept of where the idea was generated from, right? Now, the second ability, where obviously you can give one of your characters without an effect the effect of your opponent's leader until the end of the turn. Again, we've seen what happened with Whitebeard. We've seen what happened with multiple characters throughout the story with Marshall D. Teach's crew, the 10 Titanic captains that have gotten Devil Fruit powers that Marshall D. Teach has obtained and presented them with. So I feel like this would be an awesome opportunity for us to use more vanillas, right? Let's go ahead and get characters that don't have abilities, because again, characters can't have multiple Devil Fruit abilities. So we'll be able to have more incentive to play vanillas, and now those vanilla cards will obviously be high beaters, so you can play a really aggressive playstyle, but then you can go ahead and take the ability of your opponent's leader and put it into your characters. Now, of course, again, you know, there's some leaders where the effect could be great, where say if you use a vanilla and you put your Emporio Ivankov effect onto it, and then at the end of your turn you can go ahead and draw 2 cards because you had no cards in your hand. Amazing, right? That could work. But then also there could be other leaders like Z, for example, or Zephyr, where of course you'd be able to get the ability to pop something on the field, but then you wouldn't get that 1000 power because the card specifically says leader, not character. So, you know, rulings would have to change a little bit, but again, you guys could see where I'm coming from with this. Let me know what you guys think about this effect. And now, as an extra bonus, I'm going to show you guys a quick card that I also cooked up that could possibly be in the deck as well. So take a look at Shiryu the Rain, 5 cost, 7000 power / attribute, and Blackbeard Pirates type. Everything that you would expect. Of course, 1000 power as well because it's vanilla, and it has a trigger, play this card. Now, of course, I'm contradicting myself slightly about with what I discussed a little bit earlier. You know the rules of One Piece where unless you're the greatest character in existence, Marshall D. Teach, you're not able to have more than 1 Devil Fruit. We all know Shiryu has the ability to go invisible. I was going to say invincible. He has the ability to go invisible, and then, of course, obviously appear right in front of you, stab you, wink wink, as some of you guys might know from the latest chapter. I feel like that would work perfect with trigger, right? Being able to play this card off trigger, boom, he's right in front of you, right? You didn't expect it, you know, you randomly hit into me, now I got to deal with the Shiryu on my turn, right? So I feel like that works thematically, but it also has perfect synergy with Marshall D. Teach's second ability. Because he's a vanilla, you can go ahead and get a power from your opponent, from the opposing leader, and put it onto Shiryu and allow him to pop off. So that's just some of the ideas that I had cooking up in my brain. I mean, if Blackbeard works anywhere similar to like this, oh my god, hey man. Hey, as you guys know, it doesn't matter whether he's good or bad. Blackbeard is my #1 deck for the rest of the One Piece trading card game. until another Blackbeard leader gets printed, and then I play that. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Leave your comment down below. Like I said, with that format that I talked about earlier in the video, leave your comment down below what you thought. Has this been overpowered, underpowered, or just right? Let me know also what leader you guys would like to see next. Whichever comments are liked the most, I'm going to take a look. I'll see what you guys want to see the most, and I will keep this series going. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys all had an amazing day, and if not, hopefully I made it a little bit better, and I'm out. Peace.